They said we were lost. But how do you lose a people whose story keeps repeating? A sealed envelope marked in red, classified truth they thought was dead. Ancient Hebrew maps inside, but not where history said they'd reside. Not Jerusalem alone in place, but Africa mapped in sacred space. Through Egypt down where Kush would stand, then west across the motherland. Nigeria, Ghana, Benin lines, recorded paths across all time. Not myth, not legend, not disguise, but truth that history tried to hide. They said this doesn't rewrite what's known. It unmasked truth they overthrown. A people thought to disappear was standing right here, year to year. They were never lost, just hidden in plain sight. Scattered through the chains, but still holding light. What they buried deep still survived in us. The story didn't end, it just moved with us. Yeah. Abaru, Shibo, Ashandan, names still living across the land. Igbo, Yoruba, Ashanti too, echoing something ancient and true. Language carrying hidden keys. Elumari, Chuku, Elohim seeds. Not borrowed words, not learned by chance, but inheritance through circumstance. They called it culture, called it myth, but couldn't explain the depth of it, because of what they saw didn't fit the frame of a story built to rearrange. Africa never outside the plan, but center stage since it began. Israel didn't vanish away, it walked a different path one day. Yeah. And science spoke, no more disguise. DNA don't tell you lies. E1B18, the line appears through generations, through the years. West African men carry the sign, same as Judas' ancient line. Barriers found, the evidence clear, linking blood across the years. Not imitation, not a guess, not a theory to contest. What they called migration before was descendants at the core. From Ghana's land to Israel's ground, the same deep markers still I found. The people taken, sold and chained were the ones the covenant named. They were never lost, just hidden in plain sight. Scattered through the chains, but still holding light. What they buried deep still survived in us. The story didn't end, it just moved with us. Shit. Ships in the night, bodies in chains, but something deeper still remain. Not just pain, not just loss, but a people walking through a cross. Middle passage, ocean wide, but memory traveled deep inside. Not just bodies moved in trade, but covenant seeds that never fade. They sang of Moses, sang of Zion, not because it was taught to them, but because inside they knew that the story they sang was their own truth. Let my people go, still alive. Not just words, but something inside. Not coincidence, not repeat, but prophecy and living beat. They told us we started in change, but that was never our real name. They told us we borrowed faith, but we carried it through time and space. 400 years in wilderness, oppression, pain, and heaviness. But just like Israel long ago, we walked the same prophetic road. Now, same pattern playing out somehow. Bondage, struggle, then the call. A people rising after fall. Not just similar, it aligns. Too exact across the times. Exodus written once before, now it's living once more. Egypt, Africa, Red Sea, Atlantic, wilderness. 400 years, awakening. Harriet walking through the night, guided by a higher light, called the Moses of her day, leading people on their way. Martin stood on mountain high, saw the promise in the sky, didn't reach it, still declared what the future had prepared. Garvey spoke, Malcolm too, voices carrying something true. Not just leaders, not just names, but echoes of the ancient flame. They were never lost, just hidden in plain sight. carrying truth through the darkest night. What was scattered still survives in us. The story didn't end, it just moved with us. Now the truth is clear. What was buried now is standing here. From the past into what we become. The story of Israel lives in us. You were never outside the story. You were the continuation of it. And what they call lost was only hidden.